In a small, quiet village, the kind where everyone knows each other, lived a girl named Nadia. She was smart and ambitious, always at the top of her class, and she had a big dream: to leave the village for the big city, work for a global company, and become a high-level manager. Her parents, simple and humble people, were incredibly proud of her and always encouraged her, saying, "You're the one who will make us proud." And indeed, Nadia worked hard, got excellent grades, and was accepted into one of the biggest companies in Casablanca. The day she packed her bags and left, the entire village came out to say goodbye. Her mother cried as she advised her, "My daughter, don't forget us. Call us from time to time." Her father hugged her and said, "May God make it easy for you. We are always with you." In the first few months, Nadia was happy. She found herself in a completely different world: work, meetings, a new business language, and new friends who only talked about projects and goals. She was motivated, working night and day to prove herself. Every weekend, she would call her parents to tell them about her small successes, and they would rejoice for her. However, as time went on, Nadia began to drown. The whirlwind of work pulled her in. She started leaving the office late, returning home exhausted, with no energy to talk to anyone. Meetings became more important than anything else. Success and promotions became her only objective. She started forgetting to call her parents. At first, she'd tell herself, "I'll do it tomorrow." But that tomorrow never came. When they called her, she would answer hastily, "Hello, Mom, I'm busy right now, in the middle of an important meeting. I'll call you back later." And she never would. When her mother would say, "We miss you, my daughter. When are you coming to visit?" she would reply with slight irritation, "Mom, don't you understand? I have responsibilities. It's not easy to just come." She began to see her village and its people differently. They started to seem like overly simple people with no ambition. When she thought about that quiet life, it felt boring. She forgot the smell of her mother's homemade bread, the sound of her father's laugh, and how much she used to love the evening chats with her mother. One day, Nadia was in a crucial meeting, one she had been waiting months to get a promotion. Her phone kept ringing. It was her father's number. She declined the call the first time, and the second. The third time, she stepped out of the meeting, annoyed, and answered, "Dad, don't you see I'm declining your calls? I'm in a meeting that's decisive for my future." Her father replied in a choked, tired voice she had never heard from him before, "My daughter, your mother is very sick."
Nadia, in that moment of pride and stress, didn't grasp the gravity of the situation. She said coldly, "Okay, Dad, may God heal her. Let me get back to my meeting now. We'll talk later." And she went back into the meeting room. That day, she got the promotion. She left the company overjoyed, and for the first time in a long while, wanted to call her parents to share the good news. But she saw 20 missed calls from her father. Her heart sank. She called him back immediately. Her father answered, crying, "Where have you been, my daughter? Your mother is in the hospital. Her condition is critical. The doctor told us to prepare for anything." In that instant, everything she had been building collapsed. The promotion, the meeting, the company, it all became worthless. She felt a chill run through her body and a regret as hard as a stone in her heart. She took the first bus, crying the entire way, replaying her cold words to her father and thinking about how she had forgotten the most important thing in her life. When she arrived at the hospital, she found her father sitting on the floor, his head in his hands. She hugged him, and they cried together. She went in to see her mother and found her pale and asleep, surrounded by machines. She sat beside her, held her cold hands, and silently begged for forgiveness in her heart. Thankfully, her mother passed the critical stage. During the days Nadia stayed in the village, sitting by her mother's side, she began to see what the city had blinded her to. She saw true love in her father's eyes, who hadn't slept for days. She saw the neighbors, each bringing what they could to help. She saw her old friends, who came to support her without her even having to call. Nadia understood that success isn't a position in a company or a big salary. True success is finding the people who love you, standing by you when you fall. She understood that the real richness is the warmth of family, and that our roots are what hold us steady when life tries to knock us down. The moral of the story? In our journey to achieve our dreams, it's easy to get lost and forget where we came from. It's easy to trade what is precious for something cheap, to sacrifice the people who love us unconditionally for temporary material success. But success without the blessing of parents and the love of family will always feel empty and incomplete. Our roots are our true treasure.